The Judicatus of Caralis was one of the four Sardinian Judicata of the Middle Ages, kingdoms of Byzantine origins. The Judicatus of Cagliari covered the entire south and central east portion of the island and was composed of 13 subdivisions called curatoriae. To its north and west lay Arborea, and north and on the east lay Gallura and Logudero. Origins and extent. The exact date of birth of the Giudicato of Cagliari is unknown. After the Byzantine conquest of Sardinia, that took place in 534, the island became one of the provinces of the Exarchate of Africa and was governed by a magistrate of the empire, sed iudex provinciae, resident in Caralis. Until the beginning of the 8th century, Sardinia remained a Byzantine province, but where the Arabs conquered Sicily, communications between Byzantium and its westernmost province became very difficult. In such situation, the island, that had to face several Saracen raids, became de facto independent. Cagliari, the capital in turn of the Roman, Vandal and Byzantine provinces of Sardinia, was historically the most important cities on Sardinia. However, starting from the 8th–9th century, the city was abandoned because it was too exposed to attacks by Moorish pirates. Apparently many people left Cagliari and founded a new town named Sant'Igia in an area close to the Sant'Igia swamp to the west of Cagliari, but distant from the sea. Sant'Igia became then the capital of the Judicato of Cagliari, one of the four kingdoms that evolved when imperial power receded in the west. The Judicato of Cagliari comprised a large area of the Campidano plain, the mineral-rich Celsus region, and the mountainous Ogliastra. The first judges. The first Judice well known to history as Torciatorio of the clan Lacangunail. His birth name was Orzocco, Torciatorio being a dynastic name. The first ruling dynasty, the Lacangunail, probably arose from the merger of two families, the Lacan and the Gunail. Perhaps in honor of two members of these families, all rulers of Cagliari traditionally adopted a moniker added to their birth name, alternating between Solucio and Torciatorio. Torciatorio I was judge at a time when Western monasticism was being introduced into Sardinia as part of the Gregorian reform of the papacy. Cagliari, like the other Judicata, was placed under papal and Pisan authority. Torciatorio was a sponsor of the monks of Monte Cassino who were arriving on the island to bring economic, technological, and religious renewal. Torciatorio succeeded in having his son succeed him around 1089, when Constantine I appeared with the title of Rex Iudex Carolitanus, king and judge of Cagliari. Among the traditions of these early judicia was that of confirming one of one's predecessor's acts, usually donations of land or grants of privileges. Constantine II patronized the monasteries founded by monks from Saint Victor in Marseille. However, surging Pisan religious houses came into conflicts for Provençal monasteries, while the Archbishop of Cagliari came into conflict with not only the Archbishop of Pisa, but also Constantine. Nevertheless, the 1150s saw restoration and renovation of sacred art and edifices. Along with Gonario II of Torres and Comitia I of Gallura, Constantine pledged fidelity to the Archbishop of Pisa. All this suggests strong allegiance to the reformed papacy despite the still near-autonomous status of Cagliari at the time. House of Massa and Pisan domination. Constantine II's daughter succeeded him with her husband Peter. The Pisans tried to remove him after her death and they sent Obat, Margrave of Massa, to conquer the Judicata. The son of Obat and one of the daughter of Constantine II of Cagliari, William I became then the new judge of Cagliari. William spent his reign in constant wars with Arborea, Gallura, and Logudero. He arrested and imprisoned the judge of Arborea, Peter I, and ruled Arborea in his name. He tried to conquer Gallura, but was rebuffed by Lamberto Visconti. He was on fairly good terms with the Pisans throughout his career, but on his death, he left only daughters. Benedetta, his heiress, was married to Barazone III of Arborea, and thus those two judicata were united, to be torn apart on his death. Cagliari slowly declined thereafter, as various factions fought for the control of Benedetta. Pisan interferences became stronger than ever. In 1256, John tried to throw off the Pisan yoke and allied with the Republic of Genoa, but was assassinated by Pisan agents. John was succeeded by his cousin William III of Cagliari. Soon Pisa and the other judicata attacked Cagliari, besieging Sant'Origlia. Cagliari lost the war, and in 1258 the history of the Judicata came to a sudden close. His territory was partitioned in three parts that were assigned to the Delegaradescar family, Arborea and Gallura, while Pisa maintained the control over Castel di Castro.